And I have a bad history with Santa Claus because the most mad my wife ever got at me was when I don't know how old Cole was, but he just come in there one day and was like, "Is Santa Claus real?" I think he was 5 or 6. And I just looked at him and thought, no. And she got so angry. But Al, you know how we were raised, and I think I've shared that story before, but I just thought it's so difficult to tell little kids, oh, this is not real, but Missy wanted to keep the excitement, and let's not take the thrill of Christmas. So we try to lie, which is why I told my son, I'm not lying to my son, but now I'm in the same predicament.
Yeah, I don't lie about Christmas either. I mean, Jill got mad at me, but I'm like, I don't like I wasn't a big fan of the lying. So they asked me about 5. I'm like, no, he's not real.
Well, I went Jesus, Son of God, when my son, I said, no, he's not real. And he's like, well, who is it? And I looked at him and I said, I am Santa Claus. I want you to.
I am.
I did. I said, I want you to be a good boy, because Santa Claus comes through the guy you're looking at, your dad. If you hadn't been so good this year, guess what? Very few presents. Basic survival. So the point I'm bringing that up is because this got weird when he said, oh, is it like Jesus? And I was like, what do you mean? Because he had equated, because we talk about Jesus all the time. Well, where is Jesus? I was like, no, he's real. And I had a 20-minute discussion with, even though we don't see him, Jesus is real. But that was a long way to say we need to be having these conversations with our kids.
Some people take that little discussion we just had very seriously. I mean, they think it's wrong to even celebrate Christmas, and there's kind of some lines that are formed there on that, or Easter. My grandkids, their favorite thing is the idea of the tooth fairy. I don't know if they believe it's real or not, but they love getting money for their teeth. And they'll do everything they can to lose teeth or pull them out so they can get paid. It's so funny because
it's a house of cards. You got to be careful with it. I mean, I remember when it came crumbling down around me was when I was about 5, and it was the Easter Bunny. And so we kind of grew up. Y'all kind of know we were kind of in and out of. We were pretty poor most of my early childhood, and I remember one particular Easter, we didn't have any money, and so we weren't going to have Easter baskets that year. And so my parents, that's how they told me, that we're so poor that we're not going to be able to have Easter baskets, and what that means is there's no Easter Bunny. And so I was like, are you kidding me? And I didn't believe them. I was like, you're lying. This is not true. Like, you're just saying this. And I said, I have to talk to my papa. He'll tell me the truth. And so they got my grandfather on the phone, and I said, is it true that there is no Easter Bunny? And he confirmed that the Easter Bunny was a lie. And then I realized, I said, well, what about the tooth fairy? He said, yep, you're on the right track. Not true. There's no tooth fairy. And then and then the big one.
Oh boy.
Wait a second. If there's no Easter Bunny and there's no tooth fairy, what about Santa Claus? And he was like, yep, no Santa Claus either. And the whole house of cards came crumbling down. I didn't go as far as say, what about God? So that was good. Yeah, because I could have gone there next, but I didn't.
Yeah, that's a bit much to hit it all at one time. I mean, you'd rather than kind of figure it out. I don't know. Yeah. I've always been just more in the middle on it. I do think there's a wonder about holidays and stuff that's fun for kids, but I mean, so I think they all figure it out at some point. So
yeah, but Jill says I'm like Ebenezer Scrooge, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to set a proper expectation. She said it's just holidays. So like, I know it's a lot of controversy, and Jill disagrees with me on this. I have always told the truth when it comes to these things, because I remember how it felt when that house of cards came tumbling down around me. So what I tell I've always kind of drifted in with my kids from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope they don't ask because I don't like lying. I'm a very honest person, and so I don't like it. But I do like the idea that they love Christmas, and when they're little, they love the concept of Santa Claus. So I don't know. I just hope they don't ask. But mine are all old enough now. I think they figured it out.
It's very difficult to explain.
I think there's an argument to be made for like these stories do help foster like imagination, kind of the enchanted world. We've lost a lot of that. So I do think there's a really good argument for bringing back like enchantment. I think that we need that if we're going to pursue the kingdom, to understand and have we're so like a scientific in everything that we do. It's like, got to be in a test tube, but that's not really the place that most of us live. We don't live in a test tube or a mathematical equation. We actually live in a spiritual state as well. And so I do think,
and that's why I think you're right. The classics like C.S. Lewis's stuff, or even Dickens, even some of his stuff like a Christmas, is it a Christmas Carol? Or I mean, those are great ways to be able to tell, stories about spiritual things. And you're right. There's an enchantment about it. That's something that's good. And
I think I think you're on to something there.